Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the production manager in the studio helping me out behind the scenes until we get the hang of this. Eventually, he'll be able to just kick back and smack the hearts instead of doing anything. Got Annie and Zuma outside. Looks like Dana's here. Hello, Dana. Looking good on my end. I can see the chat up on the side there. Still exploring the studio side of this. Eventually, it'll be smooth sailing. We'll have it all figured out and no worries about that. There I am. And the top chat thingamajiggy at the bottom left-hand corner, that's just regular chat. Okay. Oh, yeah. Scan the chat out. There it goes. Yeah, let's do it. Eye roll. So the other poppers here, they went outside, and I thought because they needed to go potty, but it turns out they just wanted to go out there and bake in the sun. They're out there lounging. I looked outside and they're out there just chilling next to the house. Move that ugly red blanket. You're so mean. Ghost! We'll turn around the Snorlax here so you guys can see it's Snorlax face instead of Snorlax butt. How about that? We're gonna leave my ugly blanket just because Dana's giving me crap for it. So there. Back again, Ghost. Ghost was in here last night while we were messing with the studio. And now we're doing a protest here during normal hours. Get some feedback from the people who are normally in here. We got audio coming from a different spot now. We've got horizontal looking camera view. So you see more of what's going on without having to get too damn close. No, I didn't move it. Goat in the house. Goat. The other ones are outside, Dana. The other doggos are outside. I thought they need to go potty. As I glance out here, they're sitting on top of that pallet that we've got carpeted and just sunbathing. They've decided they want to sunbathe today. Could you put our cash app tags on the top, Aaron? We could, yeah. Might. I can pull that up here. Are we looking to? Let's see. Do you want to, Dana? Do you want to put the cash app up there for our personal ones, or do you want to put Zumas up there? Say no. All right, let's see. We're getting the background here. Is this the QR code? My code. All right. There's the share button. Hashtag Discord. Sure, we can put that one up on the screen. This chat is weird, Cosmo. Cosmo in the house. Cosmo. Yeah, we're trying new stuff. I did tell you we were gonna have a lot of stuff changing. I'll put mine on there. It's my stream. I'll share some with her, I promise. Doggo's out here abandoned the couch. What are you guys doing? You abandoned the couch. They're not here to see our couch. They're here to see you. Hey, look at you guys panting. Hot out here. Come inside. Too hot out here to be chilling in the sun. You guys are about to be baking. 8 degrees. Panting girl, get some water. Come on, boy. You guys are silly. And you know you get hooked, Danny. You can't reach the water when you're hooked. Nice couch, though. Go get the air conditioner turned up. I need the money, though. You take that. Dana says she's not worried. You know? So that's the QR code there. Mine's just Chris the Pyro. $ Chris the Pyro. Pretty easy to remember. And then, of course, Zuma's is going to be Zuma Kissed Me. $ Zuma Kissed Me, which is pretty easy to remember. If it's too difficult to remember, then people won't remember. If we can get some tunes, go. Should I send you the picture of the QR code? Like screenshot? Okay. Right. It gives me the option to share code. I got tunes running at the moment. Typically, I will have some tunes going on in the background. You about died when you went outside, Dana? The dogs look huge. Yeah, we're getting a larger view. Gotta do something about the dang sign above the couch. So what I could do is put a screw in or a pin above both of the sides to keep it level. Little turd Annie likes to come over and bump it. They physically look huge in the camera view. I don't know. We're coming in through a different method at this time, but it's the same camera. We're just horizontal, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Giant dogs. I like giant dogs. Yeah, something chill in the background. I like the. I like to do the requests one per viewer also. But yeah, if we can get the lo-fi just popping through. If you guys can hear the music, I appreciate if you give me a one in the chat there. I say that one might have been too much steel drum. We're working on it, chat. We're working on it. Hang tight. We'll get some music going in the back. Yes, the kiddo took the bus this morning. That's a lot of steel drums. I like that one. That one's kind of chill. You got a little bit of hi-hat going. Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's push that one through. I'm getting the preview from the production manager here. The producer in the studio is showing me some tunes and getting approval whether or not I want to push it through. So you guys are about to hear some music in the background, some chill tune. This is nice. It's got like this vibe to it. Kind of gives you like oceanside thoughts. You guys can hear it? Well, unfortunately, elevator music and chill vibes kind of have that. They don't want the music to be the focus in those movies. And I'm going for the same vibe here, where that's not the focus, the music. So I guess they've got the music on there. They can hear it. Excellent. You need to go. Your bro wants you to play on the rides. Possible, didn't you say your bro was 23 years old? You're at Disneyland. Your bro is 23 years old. But you need to go so the 19-year-old sister can chaperone for rides. Whatever. I'm not putting two and two together and getting four. Let's see. The tune was definitely familiar. Dana's watched some adult films in her day. The difference between when a guy watches it and a girl watches it, the girl is watching to see if they fall in love. They'll watch it to the end. The guy will just watch it till he's done. The girls want to see if they fall in love. Can I take the meat out of the freezer? What kind of meat you want me to take out of the freezer, Dana? Like beef or pork or... I guess we'll have to check here and see. They got some pork. Got some beef. Got some more pork. Got some more beef. Got some more pork. Got more pork. 5 things of pork. And when you decide whether or not pork or beef, how much should I put out? I guess we're having burgers for dinner or something. V is back. Hello, V. Amy, something good with potatoes. Well, let's do the beef then. We got some 80/20 beef here. I'm gonna put potatoes of it. Should I just put it in the sink, or you want me to put it in the refrigerator? I don't know how soon you're planning on cooking it. If it's going to be for like tomorrow, we'll put it in the fridge and it'll thaw out, no problem by tomorrow. But if it's for tonight, then yeah. It's what I made from the last live. Oh, you're talking about the art you made? I didn't get a chance to check it out. It took me longer than I expected to set up the camera tripod, moving it from downstairs to upstairs. And then we got a hold of the production manager. I got him in my ear. So we've got the new studio look going on here with some other stuff on screen. And in the blank empty space here, we've got a shout out for V at the top, got the chat at the bottom left, got the QR code for the Cash App if you're feeling generous. Yes, I've got it in the sink. The other thing I could do is I could put it on a pan and put it in the oven, Dana, if you want me to. If I'm going to step out at any point and they're going to be home, I'm going to need to hide it from the sink because there won't be anything left of it by the time I get back. So what I'll do is I'll put it on a pan and then I'll put it in the oven while the oven's off. This way it doesn't drip all kinds of juices all over the oven because the pan's there, and also it will thaw under protective watch of the oven. There's only a couple safe places in this house where you can put food that dogs are going to get it walk away. It's the fridge, the oven, the microwave, or if you leave it in the air fryer. That's it. Anywhere else is fair game. These dogs will get it. They don't care if it's up high either. They'll figure out how to get there. It's too bad. Turd. It's weird not being able to hear the music and remember that the music is on. It may be low in the background, so that I can hear that it's there, but I don't want to hear my own voice because that would be irritating to me. At some point, we'll make a better looking QR for the Zuma account. Sweet. Thank you, Aaron. You have 20 views? Nice. Nice, V. It's pretty sweet. 20 views. If you guys want, go check out the V account. Go get her some views. Give her some likes. Maybe some yes or no advice. Do more, do less kind of advice in the comments. You better share with me or he's moving to the UK with you. Jeez, Dana's gonna kick me out. Just like Mr. Krabs over here. Money, 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 money. No, it's a third world pretending to be a first world. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the way most of these countries are going these days. Sure, we don't lose power, at least the live one. It says 81%, which is cool now too, because now we can see I can actually see the battery bar now. And I wasn't able to see the battery bar before. So that's cool. with this particular view, I'm able to see the battery bar. I'm messing with the Velcro on ET, or the tripod here. I want to make sure the charger doesn't pull it down if it gets pulled by the dogs. It's a magnetic charger, so it'll just pop off, but if it's tangled on stuff, it'll be a problem. Well, there we go. Okay, I can hear it in the background now a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, not too loud for it to be overwhelming, but I can hear it, so that my brain is like remembering it's there. Just keep thinking back to that comment Dana made. I swear I've heard this song before. Silly Dana. Oh, we got some organs going on in this one. Sweet. Thank you, Aaron. There you go, V. You're right on your way. We'll keep giving you shout outs. Keep letting people know that you're putting content out. And you'll increase your followers for sure. And I know all you guys out there have friends, right? Every single one of you's got friends. And your friends have phones. And I'm sure most people love dogs. Force your friends to subscribe and watch. Make your mom and dad subscribe. Let's pop up on their algorithm too. Let's do it. Try to produce family-friendly content. So it should be good for the whole family. It's not intended for kids, but I try to keep it family-friendly anyway. Warm up here. Nice and crisp in the basement. Oh, you're welcome, V. No worries. You can get there. I know you can. Well, I just got word we might get ourselves a surprise guest. Anybody guess who that might be? Surprise guest visitor? Well, maybe we'll go outside there. And I'll be able to share with you some of the beautiful weather we're having. But like I said earlier, I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to so. In Nevada, it's 81 degrees, says B. Yes, Aaron, another dog. Brandy's going to be coming over in a little bit here. Let's see, what is it? It is 83 degrees here, V. So we got your Nevada beat here in New England, Maine. And it's not even the hottest part of the day. It's only 11:30 here. So if it's going to get hotter, which is typically the case between 1 and 2 o'clock, sometime between, usually noon and like 2 o'clock is the hottest time of the day, but typically between 1 and 2 is the hottest time of the day. Holy freaking moly, let's look at it. It doesn't look like it's going to get much higher. We're looking at 84 by 1 p.m. And we're already at 83 and sunny. Feels like 83 according to the internet. You have 3 subscribers. You're getting there. You're getting there. One of them is me. That much I know. I checked out your channel, B. I see that the Venom you made there, but I do have a hard time seeing it. The bunny looks good, but the Venom I'm noticing looks a little blurry. It looks like decent art, but your camera work needs a little bit of practice. It took me a long time to feel like I was decent behind the camera. Looks like Dana got impatient today. I've got a message for her at 5 after 11 saying, "Why aren't you live?" It's because we didn't go live until 10 minutes after. There's a learning curve when it comes to doing this thing and trying to do new things. So we'll get that ironed out to be able to be on schedule. But we were figuring it out. It took me longer than I needed to set up the ET. I got it in a different position now. Typically, I just kind of use the little clamp. Eventually, you guys will see what that looks like. I call it ET, but when I say ET, you guys can just think of it as a tripod. I call it ET because I used to have a lot of wires and stuff. You know, I had a plug that would go to it, and it used to be a light. Since then, I've kind of downgraded how much ET is carrying, but in order to hide all that ugliness of the wires, I would put a sweatshirt on it. So the tripod would have a sweatshirt on it, and then it would look kind of like ET. Short, stubby legs that you can barely see, an oversized sweatshirt, and like this weird arm thing that held onto a phone coming out the top. Well, I can go live. Do you have 50 subscribers? I think you need 50 to go live, don't you? It's showing me you only have 5, but it says 5 now. So you went from 3 to 5 in like 5 minutes. That's pretty damn good, B. Rocking and rolling. Right on. Jeremiah, what's up, buddy? How's it going, man? Jeremiah the fan. YouTube will suppress any love you do at your age. Oh, any live. Yeah. Aaron's right about that. You know that that's your real name? I'm assuming that that's your real name, but it's the one that's in your display name. So that's the one I'll use unless you request me to use a different name and I don't forget it. So yeah, if you want to be called Batman, Jeremiah, just change your display name to Batman, and then I'll shout you out as Batman. No, I just said I didn't want to be up to eat. Here I am drinking hot coffee. predicting. I like the hot coffee. I like it better than non-hot coffee. Iced coffee is, yeah. I can drink it when I want my caffeine. Just like hot. To me, there's like a different flavor to it. Anybody else like blueberry in their flavors? Coffee. I'm a big fan of blueberry flavored coffee. Like real blueberry, you know, beaver, anal glands blueberry, which is what artificial blueberry flavoring is. It's extract from the anal gland of the beaver. Facts. I can make a video and guys can guess how old I am. I'm gonna say you're 9. Somewhere between 9 and 12 is what it looks like on that short. Really should be avoiding putting your face on camera. If you're not at least 16, then you're not old enough to consent. And if you're not old enough to consent, you shouldn't be on the internet with your face. Like I said earlier today, there's too many predators on the internet, and you guys need to be safe as you possibly can. You need to be protecting your privacy. Don't tell anybody anything. Stranger danger, you know, that kind of thing. I appreciate you guys coming out and saying hi to me, but there are other people on the internet that are not as nice as me. They will try to manipulate you, and don't fall for it. Okay, always get your parents' permission before putting anything on the internet. Please be safe like that. Get your parents' permission. Have them look at the content that you want to put up and approve it. Because you never know. Maybe there's something in the background that tells people your address, and you didn't notice it when you put it on the internet. And now the world can know where you live, and you don't want that. Just for an example. So please be safe when you guys are on the internet. Please don't put anything on the internet your parents haven't approved. So almost at decent age where you could be putting your own content up. But yeah, I'm being told by my producer here that if you go live before the age of 16, then YouTube will reduce the visibility that you have to the world, and also they will suppress the chat. So it's likely that you'll be live, but you'll be live by yourself and nobody in the chat room. It will probably not be a fun experience. It's utterly important to be safe on the internet. Yeah, Jeremiah. If you go live because you have the 50 subscribers that you need to do so, but you're under the age of 16, I'm being told that they will suppress your chat so that less chats come through. Like, they'll just shadow block them. You won't even know it's happening. And they will also, behind the scenes, reduce the amount of visibility your live stream gets. They won't advertise it, basically. You know, it won't show up for who's live. You go to see the For You page kind of thing. You got to teach your phone, B. If you teach it to make spelling errors, it will continue to make spelling errors. But if you teach it to write the things spelled correctly, then it'll do that. I usually swipe when I type, so sometimes it gives me wild words. And it was a little bit full. Make sure we're getting everybody. Sure. This anybody popping in. All the regulars. So, you like Twitch more? Yes, please be safe on the internet. Don't tell anybody anything. Stranger danger. Everybody on the internet is a stranger. Do you like Jeremiah? Do you like Twitch more because you can listen to music on Twitch, or is there a specific feature of it that you like better? Because in my experience, when I'm watching people on Twitch, which I don't do often, typically it's just minimized in the background, but I find it difficult to follow chat. There's a lot of different colors going on. There's a lot of different action going on. There's like emojis popping up that I don't understand. There's stream-specific membership emojis attached to people's names. People have emojis attached to their names. They may not be stream-specific. And there's a lot going on in chat for Twitch. So the only real benefit that I see for using Twitch would be two things. So the music, for one, play whatever music you want. Twitch doesn't care. And you're more likely to find viewers for your video game content. It's more popular for video game content. It's just easier. I think there's less restriction, should I say? But I'm pretty sure the Google owns both. I'm pretty sure the Google owns YouTube, and I'm pretty sure the Google owns Twitch. So they're owned by the same conglomerate, if I'm not mistaken. Which doesn't really make any sense to me. Why suppress things in one service and then not the other? Availability, maybe. My hair is so crazy in the video. Gamers is back. Gamers! What's up, dude? Thanks for coming back. We're out here with the doggos. I'm contemplating whether I want to go outside or not. I don't think I do. I think I don't want to go outside. Because it's already 83 degrees outside. And it's supposed to stay this temperature for like another 2 hours. What? Who is the games? The gamers? That's the gamers right there. You see that little controller? It's an Xbox controller, right? That looks like an Xbox controller. It's missing the joysticks, but that's an Xbox controller. We're doing horizontal gamers. You saw us messing around with the studio last night, right? You came in briefly while we were doing some testing last night. So we've got the live version of that going on here during our regularly scheduled time. Seeing how that's going. I think the production manager is right though. The visibility is higher on the vertical. No worries there. I guess we'll have to see. Wait for the analytics to come in to figure out whether or not While the dog's sleeping. They were just sunbathing. Not too long ago, they were sunbathing. They told me that they wanted to go outside, and I waited for them to go potty and come back in. And I looked outside, and they're just out there sunbathing. It's too hot to be sunbathing. Especially Annie. Annie needs to be hooked. And if she's hooked, even if I leave the door open, she can't reach the water dish. And she's hooked to the outside line. So she'd be able to come and go as she please, but she wouldn't be able to reach the water dish. What do you guys think of my audio? Is the volume good? You guys can hear me all right? Cool. Cool. They sleep through some stuff, I'll tell you what. Sometimes the littlest noise or knock, they get up ready to fight. Other times, they don't give a shit. So, I'm moving around the kitchen, I'm talking to you guys, giving shout outs, and they don't even so much as they might crack an eyeball. They're lounging today for sure. Have myself coffee. Oh, I want to talk with you guys about something cool that you guys might not notice or know. So I know we quite frequently we talk about mental health here and having a positive outlook and finding ways to get the silver lining into things here and how positive Zuma is for my lifestyle. And one of the things that helps me with my mental health is being able to be mindful and grounding. Those are two important things. Mindfulness is very important because it keeps you aware of your surroundings. And then grounding is self-soothing. Sometimes other people can help you with grounding. Breathing exercises help with grounding. When you get excited, anxious, angry, grounding is important. So one of the things that helps me with grounding, I'll put it up here, right on the bottom of the screen here, is this rock. I found this maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I found it in a pile of mulch. And it looks like it's been rolling around that mulch for a while. If you can't tell, it's got quite the smooth edges. You can see the glare on that there. So I will just put this, I'll tuck it kind of here in my hand. And then I rub it, and it kind of gives me this grounding kind of, it's like a fidget spinner, And so I'll just, twirl it around in my hand or rub the edge of it. And it kind of gives me grounding feeling for this. The anxiety kind of goes away. So if you guys struggling with an anxiety problem or, have trouble getting yourself calmed down when you're angry, maybe that's something you guys can do. Find a nice smooth sound. Ross, what's up, lover? Welcome back. We're doing horizontal today. But I'm just going to talk about every single thing because I'm a yapper. You do your thing. You do your thing there, Jeremiah. No worries. As long as it's positive vibes and we're not threatening anybody or putting anybody down, you can talk about whatever you want here. It's good to see the regulars getting along. I love it. I love seeing the community grow, even if it's just by 1 or 2 people every so often. you guys get along with each other, and I love seeing it. I love seeing it. So if I go AFK and just leave this camera on, you guys can get along and chat with each other. But today we're on the Bluetooth for the first time ever. We are live on the Bluetooth, making it much easier for you guys to hear me, and especially from a distance. The volume will not cut in and out anymore from the house I'm in, and it will not get ungodly loud when I get to the camera, and it won't get ungodly quiet when I walk away from the camera. You got bullied at the end of the school year, D? What's their name? What's their name? What's their address? You tell me. We'll take care of this problem. Okay. You should tell an adult. You should let somebody know when that happens. The problem with bullying a lot of times is nobody tells anybody about it. They're ashamed to say anything, or they're scared about what the bullying they do. But a lot of places, a lot of schools, they have zero bullying tolerance policies. They will not tolerate it. In some cases, it makes the situation worse. People will call you a snitch. But if you're going home crying at the end of the day, or not wanting to go to school because some kid at school is bullying you, then it's affecting your life in a negative way. It's a right to poke fun at each other, as long as it's in good. What's the word I'm looking for here? As long as it's playful. Like, I can tell Ross said, "What's up, you big nose motherfucker? I love you." I'm not picking on him. I don't know if he's actually got a big nose. Just being silly about my greeting, you know? There's a positive way to poke fun at somebody, and that's called above the belt. And then there's a negative way of poking fun at somebody, and that's called below the belt. And when we're swinging below the belt, it's a dirty move. It's not nice. Not going to find many people that approve of that kind of behavior. Just saying. Dave's on lunch. Yeah. What are you having for lunch, Dana? What are you eating? It might be time for me to make a set. It's officially noon. So all you guys on the East Coast here, hopping in for the lunch break. Try to keep an eye on the clock so we can let you know when your lunch break is over. How long is your lunch break, Dana? I know you'll keep an eye on the clock yourself, but maybe we can keep an eye on the clock too. Ooh, that does sound good. Leftover homemade hibachi. Yeah, I made ice. Can we put Ross up at the top there? Give him a shout out. The studio was AFK for a moment. We'll get there. And a protein shake. Alright. Cross up on the screen. Good. 30 minutes. All right. If I don't remember, Somebody remind me. In half an hour. So Dana doesn't forget to go back to work. Let's make it 25 minutes. We'll give her 5 minutes to get out of her car and get back. So I try to remember, but sometimes I get caught rambling. And I just talk and talk and talk. And I look over and I'm like, oh, yeah, lunchtime was over 10 minutes ago, guys. Go back to work. Whoops. I was just talking to my friends, and then the bully of the school. The bully of the school. I don't even like what that sounds. So he was talking to his girlfriend, and I wanted to be kind of friends. And he broke my leg and he broke my hand. Holy! Did he break your leg and then he broke your hand on his face? Is that how that went? I'm pretty sure if that happened to me as a kid, that's how it would have gone. I was not the type of kid that let people pick on. And I had been in fights as a kid too. I avoided those kind of confrontations, but there was this one time. This guy punched me in the ear as he was swinging for my face and missed. Punched me in my ear. And he hopped on his bicycle and he ran off. Well, he tried to run off on his bicycle. I caught up with him and knocked him off his bike. And I gave him this point of disapproval. You don't fucking do that again. Oh, our special guest is here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me turn my mic off for a second here so I can have this private conversation. And turn that back on. You guys are bumping into the camera, making it wiggle. You know? I see that. You guys bumping into the camera, making it wiggle. I'm gonna step out, talk to Brandy somewhere. Making sure part of the family important stuff. So I do that. Got Space Nut back in the studio. B wants to know what to draw. I like that idea. Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. That's a good suggestion there. Jeremiah wants to see Venom again. How about Raiden from MK11? Is that the guy who wears the straw hat thing? I'm trying to avoid saying something racially insensitive. I don't know what else to call it. So when we had these little nuts that go onto the screws, but they're like flat nuts, we would call them China hats in the electrical field. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, he's the guy who used the electric power, right? Raiden? I'm glad we can see the whole view here. This is much more than we were able to see vertical. So, since you guys are regulars, you'd be able to tell me better than anybody just popping in for the first time. Do you prefer horizontal or vertical when you're watching? Oh, we can do both. That's cool. I think that might take a little bit of practice, though, right? Or a setup. Maybe we'll try that tomorrow if we get it set up ahead of time, so that we don't have to mess with it during normal hours. Tiny or big? Tiny or big what? The Jeremiah says he plays only Raiden. Jeremiah says big. In theory, we could do it now, but you don't have the horizontal stuff set up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That it was there's kind of like a setup preset settings that you can set up ahead of time, so that they're already set up once the live stream goes live. And we haven't done those yet. This is our second live test. We did a live test last night. We did a live test for about an hour. That's up on the channel if you guys want to see how that went. We're messing around with a lot of stuff. So if you're in here and you're a regular and you like the expansion of the channel and kind of where it's going, you should check out that one. Yesterday, late evening testing of the studio. Because there's a bunch of stuff that's just played with on screen that looks real fun. If you guys want to see more of that, please put a comment down there and let us know what stuff you want to see coming out of the studio. That's all right, Ross. We're glad you're back. Ross is back. The internet cut out there. You didn't miss much, Ross. We now have Brandy here, special guest Brandy, popping in for the live stream. I had stepped out to talk to her owner momentarily. I think I was gone about 10 minutes. It is not. There it is. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Can we use flames instead of water? You had to know that question was coming, right? You guys can't hear him, but I got the production manager in my ear. At least until we get rocking and rolling on a regular basis, figuring this stuff out. Again, we're testing the studio here. We are looking to get a vertical stream going. And my suggestion was that instead of a sunset view over the water, we have some fire there. I like fire. Can't tell. It's a fascinating thing to me. Plug this back in because you guys are you little wonky butts. Unplugged it. Yeah. We went full fire. We went full fire. We didn't catch flames, guys. It's virtual. Don't worry. For a moment there, we spontaneously burst into flames. It's virtual, so nobody be worried. It's as hot as fire outside today, but we're safe. We're okay. With this little bubble here, I got this cat bubble from Discord. I'm trying to move it off of the screen so it stops blocking Brandy's face while I watch. Yeah, we can have it like that. That one. We're working on getting a vertical stream going so that those popping in who want to see it vertical can see it vertical. I like the look of that one because it's like, you know, it's the channel, just it's the fire aspect, but then it's the dogs, which is the content aspect. Got them both up on screen here. That's cool. And if you guys are feeling generous, the QR code for the Cash App's up there. No pressure. Nobody's obligated. Eventually, we'll have YouTube giving me ad revenue, and we're going to have a nonprofit organization started. Big things are coming around the corner, and hopefully within the next couple months, we're going to be expanding. As you can see here with the studio action here, we're expanding already. If you guys want to view it vertical, I'm being told that it's up now. Is that two separate? Okay. Yeah, if you guys go to the page, I'm being told that there's an option for horizontal and vertical. Let's see. click that myself. We'll see if we can view that. Having trouble finding that. Seeing it live through what I was just at. It's because I'm on my own page now. It showed me vibes, dogs, audio testing. Okay, I see it now. All right. One of them's got the doggos, and one of them's got me, the banner. So the one with the banner is the vertical. So what should I do? Says Jeremiah. What should you do about what? I don't see a question ahead of that comment. I only see what should I do. We'll give you some help if we can help you. But I only see the what should I? There we are. So technically, I guess it's two separate streams. But I've got them both up now, so I can view them if there's somebody in one channel or not the other. What should I do? Play something or something else? What should I play? What do you got to play? Are you talking about what kind of content do we want to see coming up on your page, like your Twitch or something, Jeremiah? Play Mortal Kombat. That's always a good classic V. And of course, Annie is hiding off camera. Are you just as camera shy as Daddy? Is that what's going on, Anakin? Huh? You hiding? She gave me this blank look and just blinked at me. Yeah, you should. See. SNACKS available to you at the moment? I don't think we do. If you don't know why I'm spelling certain words, it's because they're trigger words. If I say that word, then 3 heads out of 4 are likely to pop up. It's not all 4. Try to figure out where that word is coming from. If you want to watch it, you can go on Twitch and put Hayes Grade. So I noticed yesterday that you've got 2 different tags going on for your different content. Got this Hayes Grade for Twitch, and then it says something about the Hallman family for the YouTube. What's up with that? The advice I would give to expand your channel by putting more content to get views is you probably want to make it easy for people to find you across platforms. So, for instance, Spark of Pyro, that's this channel's name. I'm also Spark of Pyro on Discord, and I'm also Spark of Pyro on Twitch. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, that makes it easier for people to find me when promoting it from another platform. Just my advice on it there. So maybe change your YouTube to Tay's Grave. Tay's Grave, the Spark fan. V's almost done. That was quick. What are you using for your mediums, V? Colored pencils, charcoal, chalk. What's your favorite art supplies to use? Is it paint, spray paint? Yeah, Jeremiah. If you're hoping to get viewers and you want to become something besides whatever you are now in a bigger faction, I suggest making it easier for people to find you across platforms. Eventually, Zuma will have her own Facebook, and she'll have her own Instagram, and she'll have her own Discord, and she'll have her own everything, and we'll end up rebranding this one because the other one's not taking off the way it should be. Or maybe it will eventually, I don't know. But in order to make it for ease of search, she'll end up having all of her stuff, all of her content across all of the platforms. The same name. You'll know who you're looking at just by looking at the name. And you'll know what to expect just by looking at the description and knowing what the name is. Colored pencils. Nice. I'm not a real big fan of colored pencils, only because you have to keep sharpening them. So depending on what I'm drawing, if I have to make something with sharp lines, I like colored pencils or pens. Otherwise, I like how crayons fill blank spaces. And they typically, in my opinion, fill the blank space evenly. Whereas if you're using something like a marker, if you mark over that spot more than once, it becomes darker and darker as it saturates the paper. I know always sharp, she says. Yeah, I got a sharpener in with my stuff too. My art supplies, I've got a sharpener in there. And I use a couple different types of pencils too. Your standard number 2 Ticonderoga pencil. I like a carpenter's pencil sometimes when I'm doing some swoopy lines when I'm drawing. I've got a extra thick brown pencil. And unlike the Ticonderoga versions, it's not got the flat edges around it. It's just round all the way around. So depending on what I'm creating, then I use a different type of pencil. What's that? Ghost Bell! Hello, Ghost Bell! Where am I at here? I'm looking at different screens. Thanks for coming out, Ghost Bell! So we've got the studio in the background here, Ghost Bell, and we've got 2 different streams going here. And you can see we're working on getting it perfect, right? This is fun. It's fun for me to see both sides of these going on here. Lilo and Stitch is next. Oh yeah. Ross says, I'm only on my actual name on YouTube and Discord. When I streamed, I went by Hands Off. What's your gamer tag too? See, that makes people easy to find you, though, I feel like, Ross. You know, when you're streaming and your tag is one thing, and then when you're video gaming, your tag is another thing. I think, in my opinion anyway, it makes it a little confusing. So now we know that that's his real name. Can we get your date of birth and social security number too, Ross? Just kidding. Just kidding. Did you know that Annabelle escapes? Annabelle who? Yeah, Annabelle who? The doll? Is that from a video game? MK11? Is that the video game referring to? Ross says he doesn't make content anymore, but if he did, it would be Hands Off. So what's the story behind Hands Off? I mean, just reading it, it's kind of like Hands Off. Like, back up. But every gamer person I've ever met has a decent story behind their gamer tag, where it came from, like the origin story of your gamer tag. If you care to tell us, what's your origin story, Ross, for your gamer tag? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you guys. At least I'm seeing the vertical stream only has the one. Looks like I'm the only one in there too. Sorry, Ghost Bell. We didn't give you a shout out in time. We're still working out the kinks. You thought it looked cool and kind of Polish, which you speak. Ooh, Ross speaks Polish. You're gonna have to teach me some fun phrases. Used to get called Hands of Steel all the time. Cool. I knew a guy who spoke Hungarian at one point, and he used to speak to his child in only Hungarian. So his child was bilingual, and he taught me one time while I was drinking at a party how to say, I'm going to count to 3 before I kill you. And I don't remember how to say it anymore. But I had it dead on. Like all night long, I was going around telling people I was going to count to 3 before. But I love other languages that they sound so interesting to me. You need a butt of steel. Is that for when you're falling over, Aaron? I don't know if a butt of steel is going to help you. At this age, falling over from our height, I'm not sure a butt of steel is going to do it. Oh, okay. Well, get up out of that chair and stretch. The thumbs up is me. Maybe. Click, click. Oh, now we got 2 thumbs up because one of them's me. Woo, woo. 20 of the last 24 hours. That's a lot, Aaron. That's a lot. We're going to have to figure out how to get Aaron a seat cushion that's ergonomic, right? Maybe we'll all pull together and get him a massage seat cushion. And we'll spend an arm and a leg shipping it to him. Or maybe Cosmo can just bring it there. She seems to travel pretty quickly. We'll do like an in-store pickup for you, Eric. We'll have Cosmo go pick it up. And then she'll use her lightning speed to bring it right to your doorstep. Oh no, you fell asleep in it. Yeah, I've fallen asleep in the chair before. Since the accident in 2018 as a passenger, my back has been not the same. It hasn't ever been the same again. Sweet, we got 3 in here now. We got 1 from Dana, 1 from me, and 1 from Aaron over in the vertical live stream. I like the way that one's looking. I really do. We got comments at the bottom separated from video, video in the middle, catch up at the top, and fire in the background. Love it. If you're just asking me to go out there and lounge in the sun, the answer is no. But if you need to legitimately go potty, I'll let you out. Oh, you give me big stretches? Okay. All right. I'll let you out to go potty, but I don't want to hear about you lounging in the sun. It's too hot for that. I think everybody's going to follow suit. Monkey see, monkey do. All right. This is my circus, and these are my monkeys. Ladybug didn't want to go. She said, fuck that. I've got long hair. I ain't going out there. She's hooked. I can leave this open, actually. Just leave that cracked. Maybe we'll move the camera. No. I think we're just going to leave the camera where it's at. We'll be in and out. Hanzu. Huh. Good girl. There's the preview, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it looks like when Zuma gives you kisses. So if you hadn't gotten them yet, you're missing out. If you're not interested, you're missing out. 20 minutes left. That's correct. And we totally forgot to give Dana a shout out to go back to work. Dana, if you didn't go back to work, you're 15 minutes late. Yeah, 18 minutes left here until 1 o'clock. And then we'll take off and we'll do the rest of the day as we're supposed to. Jeremiah needs a butt of steel too. Yeah, we'll check it out as soon as I get the opportunity to do so. V, we'll check out your art. But like I said, I suggest staying off camera. Show us your art because we love seeing it, but don't let predators see you. Slater didn't stream last night again. I noticed that. I looked to see if I was missing notifications because I have been missing his notifications, and it said he was 16 hours ago live. I'm like, that's odd. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. He should have been live 3 hours ago. And I don't know what's going on with him. Since he went on vacation, maybe he's sick. It seems like every time he leaves his apartment, he gets sick. I don't know what's going on with him. There was some funky stuff happening the last time I was in there for the whole stream. And it kind of gave me a weird vibe about what was happening on his end. But yeah, he's been AFK for a little while. Yeah, Aaron's right about that. You should avoid putting your face on the internet because there are predators that they hide in the shadows and they'll circle like sharks, waiting for an opportunity to take a chunk out of you. And we want you to be safe. We want you to be live a long life where you're not in somebody's dungeon. So please be safe. My recommendation is if you're under the age of 18, you should not be putting your face on camera on the internet. YouTube says 16, but I feel like if you're that young, you still have a lot to learn. It's important that you learn those things before you start letting the world see your face. Come over here and get unhooked. Right. Yeah. Good Andy kisses. Yeah. Good Andy kisses. Is Louie lounging out there? Huh? You're lounging too? Enjoying the sunshine? Oh, yeah. Just give me a head nod, you guys. Because I screw you that I'm in the sun. Give me a head nod. I got you. Turds. All right, well, you just bust your way in here when you're ready, okay? I'll let you do your sunbathing, but when you're ready to come in, you just burst on in the door. I'll leave it open crack for you. Okay? All right. Annie's the only one that doesn't bust into the door. The other dogs, for the most part, they'll see the crack is open and they'll just bust right in. Not been the same recently. Either streams really late, like 4 a.m. for me, or doesn't stream at all and the chat has been dead. Yeah. I don't know. Since he got back from vacation, things have been weird. So instead of worrying about it, I just kind of whatevs. I've been doing my own thing. I watch a few other streamers too. Grace, Wolf, Bottomus. They do all Warzone content. And I just, if his stream is going to give me weird vibes, I'll just be somewhere else. Unfortunately. $13 minutes on the live stream here. Which is, it's going to cut it short a little bit for our 2-hour mark, but that's all right. Honestly, Ross, I don't think that's what it did. I watched that whole live stream. I was there from start to finish. I might have been the first person to comment that night. And I don't think that's why he got demonetized. I think that's when they finally had enough and demonetized him. But prior to that, he was making vulgar statements of a sexual nature. So, it was all about, if you send me 50 subscriptions right now, I'll S your D. And like, that kind of language is not acceptable by YouTube. So I'm pretty sure after 3 or 4 of those kind of statements, and then seeing him twerk upside down, YouTube was like, all right, buddy. No, it's all right, Aaron. We'll end at regular time today. I have the other hour worth of wood burning live stream. So I've got the content that I needed to, for my brain to feel like I've done what I need to today. In the future, we'll have this process streamlined, and we'll be up and running on time. It won't take us 10 minutes. But part of that is me, and part of that is the delay in the understanding of the process and getting it moving. I could have started that process 10 minutes sooner, but it took me longer than I expected to set up ET here. ET is now set up. It shouldn't take me that kind of length anymore. Yeah. We were talking about whether or not to end on time or go over a little bit, because we started a little bit late. Kins, you are not hooked up. You're not going out there sunbathe. Come here. She'll jump the fence. Come here, you. Yeah. You need to be hooked if you're going to be out here. I don't care if you're sunbathed, but you're going to be hooked. Come on. Here, Kins. Alright, we'll be done. You can go sunbathe now. You don't want to sunbathe anymore? Oh, Brandy. Jeez. Jump right up on me. Dug her claws in, saying, pet me, pet me. Right up on my belly. V popped into the other one. So we're getting views on that one. You've sent multiple gifted and got legendary membership, and probably right now hype up his chat more than anyone and barely ever get any acknowledgement. It's annoying. Yeah. Sometimes he's like that, Ross. Sometimes he's like that. And it's one thing to lock in while you're playing. It's another to, ignore chat altogether. I don't know what he's doing with himself here. But if I had to see it kind of from his perspective, not knowing more than I know, I would say that the game has changed since Verdansk was dropped, and he's not feeling how sweaty the lobbies are or how much camping you have to do to make a win. To camp for 35 minutes to come into third place or second place or fifth place, it feels like a wasted effort, and I'm trying to understand that. So I might be frustrated with it too if that were the case for me. You posted it and deleted the other one, so you got rid of your face then. That's what we're saying here. Because you don't want to be a prey, right? You don't want to be preyed upon. We're going to make sure we keep the kids safe. It's our job as adults to make sure the kids stay safe. It's our job as parents to make sure the kids stay safe. Stay safe. My tongue's not wanting to work right now. But yeah, as a parent, as a father, that's the advice I give. If you're not at least 16, try to stay off the internet with your face. Show us your art, because we love seeing the content. But I mean, if I'm going to your channel, right, to see your art, I'm going there to see your art. I'm not going there to see what you look like. B's taking off. Bye, B. Thanks for popping out. I appreciate you popping in. We got a couple more minutes here. Another 8 minutes. Thank you, B. We'll check out your content in a minute here. I just ate and I want more. It was so good. I bet. I bet. You made me want some. I had some waffles last night and chicken burger. Yeah, I noticed that, Ross. When Clue was in there and some of the other regulars, the chat is cruising. It's cruising on by. We tend to comment on everything. We say hi to everybody who's green. You know, but the acknowledgement is just not there. It's once in a while he'll comment on something he sees, and unlike me, who comments on damn near every single comment, unless it's crosstalk between viewers, I typically will read it. I try to read them out loud, and then I, gotta feed start two, yeah. If you're not underage, please don't lie. Just tell us. We aren't going to kick you out. Correct. Not a big fan of liars. Liars, cheaters, and thieves are not people that we welcome into our house. I'd rather people be honest with me. Even if I don't like what you're doing, I will appreciate and respect you for being honest. You didn't get me any. Well, did you at least get Ross some? Criminy sake. That's a very good point. Aaron says you can lock possessions from a thief, but how do you protect from lies? And I have an answer for this. You cut them off. You stop interacting with them. You can't feed a lie if the conversation's one-sided. If I tell you I'm 6'5" and you find out that I'm really 5'11", you're now going to wonder, what else am I lying about? And if you're going to be paranoid about somebody telling you the truth, do you want to be around that person? Just for food for thought, you guys out there who might tell little white lies every now and then, just remember, if you tell somebody a lie and they find out you lied, the level of trust will go down. And the level of respect that a person has for you will go down. Honesty is the best policy. If you don't want to tell the truth, say nothing. And people will respect you for saying, that's not a question I want to answer, or that's none of your fucking business. I respect the hell out of people who say, that was kind of an invasive question. Mind your business. Because that's none of it. So be honest, for sure. Definitely be honest, and people respect you more. And you will lose friends quick, fast, and hurry when people find out you're a liar. I know that from personal experience of cutting people out of my life after finding out that they're lying. Because those kind of people aren't worth my time. I think I'm shrinking. I'd be lucky to measure 5'5". I'm 5'4". I'm not short. I'm vertically challenged. So Dana and Aaron are both short. My driver's license says I'm 5'11". But if you were to measure me at the end of the day, I would measure 5'9". Thank you, Ross. Ross says our house is so nice, Dana. You see Annie with a crotch on camera right there. She's in the bottom right-hand corner. That's an Annie crotch. Again, hiding just off camera. Just enough off camera. Let's see if I can adjust that. I almost fell down and broke my neck. The dustbin. Come around here. Adjust that so you can see her. Before we take off here. 3-minute warning. There we go. We got a little tilty going on here so you can see Annie in there. Hiding off camera there, Kings. Things expand when they're heated. And I'm not fat, I'm off. That's probably the funniest thing I've heard all day. That's fucking good. Fun fact, water, H2O, it expands when it's heated and when it's cooled. Another fun fact about water, when you turn it into ice, the density changes, and that's why it floats. But yeah, water is one of the only molecules that expands both when heated and cooled. I always tell people I have a body of a god. Shane needs a Buddha. I've got a Buddha. I've got a Buddha statue. It's on the TV stand right next to the TV in the bed. A hefty one too. Not made of plastic, it's made of some kind of rock material. We've been requested to do a house tour, Ross. And so I talked to Dana about doing a house tour. And the going price is $500K. Of course she would get back up on the couch. Little friggin' turd. As soon as I adjust the camera to put her in frame. There we go. Oh no. It fell over there for a second. Sorry about the noise. It's a lot better than it was coming through the headset than it was coming through the speaker on the phone. The speaker on the phone is very sensitive. Everyone's working on the 6-pack and I was rocking a whole keg. Well, we know where we're going when we want to party. Party at Space Nuts house. Telescopes and kegs. Right? Party at Space Nuts house, telescopes and kegs. What do you think? What do you think, Aaron? We'll get the all of UK invited. If you can party in a stand, oh, we can. We'll figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way. And we're over. It is officially time to end the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We're 2 minutes past our normally scheduled time. For those of you who are on lunch break and you go back to work at 1, you're 2 minutes late to go back to work. So get on back to the grind of doing your thing, working. And big shout out to Aaron, ASN, Space Nut, or other awful things that you want to call him that his wife approves of. We got Ghost on the vertical. Ghost. But we are taking off. It is the end of the day live stream time. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Be nice.